This video was designed to show you the basic steps to bid a job from start to finish in FastPipe. Today, I'll be bidding the plumbing job. Double-click on the FastPipe icon to open the program. Click on the New Job icon to create our new job. Enter a job name and description, and I'll select the commercial plumbing template and click OK. I'll start with the Plans tab. To import our plans located on our computer, click the Import button and select New Plans. Locate the plans on your computer. If they are on an email or a website, the plans will need to be saved to your computer first. Next, select the plans you would like to import and click Open. Normally, the plan import page is correct. If you want to bring in your plans with color, you can select Full Color. Click OK. I'm going to bring in all 3 plans, but on other jobs, you may choose to select a range of plans. On each plan, you can click Import one at a time, skip plans you don't need, or you can click Import All to bring in all the plans at once. Each plan is digitized into the program. To view a plan, double-click on the thumbnail. Notice in the upper right-hand corner of the plan, the blueprint size is automatically determined. To zoom, you can use your wheel on your mouse. You can also click down on the wheel to drag the plan. To set the scale for the plan, click on the Scale button, and then click on Set Plan Scale. Choose your scale, then click OK. You can verify the scale is correct by comparing it to a known measurement. Click on the orange tape measure and click and drag across the plan to verify the scale is correct. Next, I'll click on the Specs tab. The specs list was generated from the template job that was selected when the job was started. Each spec defines what kind of pipe, fittings, valves, flanges, hangers or excavation, and specialty items used in that piping system. All of the spec data comes from the master catalog. The Takeoff tab is where you build a list of items on our project. I'll start with plumbing fixtures. Click Add to start a section of Takeoff. We can choose any spec to take off our fixtures. Here, I'll use the PVC spec. The area field can be used to separate the different bids on the job. For the system field, I'll enter fixtures. I'll select my plan and click OK. I'll zoom into the area where the fixtures are located. I'll use job items to take off fixtures and equipment. You can create your own job items to match the plumbing fixture noted on the plan. I click on the Add New Job Item button and give it a mark of KS-1 and a description. I then input the amount of installation hours, and for the price, type in the letter F, which will enter the word fixtures. This will prompt me for the fixture price on the Microsoft Excel workbook at the end of the bid. I'll select the fixtures from my job item list and mark them on the plan by clicking and dragging from one corner to another. Each time we take off a fixture, it enters it into the takeoff list in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Next, I'll go to the below-grade waste piping. At the top of the screen is the navigation bar. You can click New to add a new section of takeoff. On the section header, I can change the spec and system name to prepare our next section of takeoff. Click OK, and I can begin our below-grade waste piping. I'll start with the 4-inch coupling. In the upper left, click 4-inch, then coupling, and single-click on the plan. Next, I'll choose a combo and mark it on the plan. Notice the dotted red line. As I mark the combo on the plan, it also includes the pipe between the coupling and combo, as well as the excavation as is defined in the spec. Next, we have a floor cleanout. I'll take off a quarter bend, and to take off a riser pipe, click on the R, and I'll type in how many feet I want. Do a single click to mark the riser on the plan. The floor cleanout is located in my job items list. Select floor cleanout, 4-inch, and click and drag to mark it on the plan. I'll continue our takeoff with a 4-inch reducing combo, 4x2, and mark the item on the plan. I'll continue with the rest of the 4-inch fittings remaining on the plan. Notice this cleanout requires the same items as the previous cleanout. Click on Select above your plan to click and drag a box around an item or group of items. I can right-click on the highlighted items and select Clone 5 items. Move my mouse to the part of the plan I want these items to be marked to, and left-click to mark these cloned items onto the plan. I'll now move to the above-grade Drain, Waste, and Vent. Click on the navigation bar and select New. Change the spec to PVC above grade, and change the system name. And click OK. In the bottom left-hand corner, I'll click on the Sink Waste Riser assembly. If I click the Edit button, I can see the items included in the assembly. Note the assemblies do not include the fixtures themselves. I'll select the assembly and left-click and drag to mark them on the plan. I'll continue with my takeoff on this section. Click on 3-inch, coupling, and left-click to mark it on the plan. I'll take off some of the rest of the fittings remaining on the plan. On this above-grade spec, we are automatically including hangers as defined in the spec. Once we've completed this section of takeoff, I'll start our last section of takeoff for our domestic water. I'll choose my domestic water spec, change my system name to water, and click OK. I'll start with an 1 1/4" coupling and locate my next fitting, a 45-degree elbow. Like the above-grade waste spec, the domestic water spec also accounts for a suspended clevis hanger as defined in the spec. This spec also defaults a coupling if a pipe run is over 20 feet. Next, I'll select a reducing T run, which reduces in both directions. I'll change sizes and continue with my takeoff. Select the 1/2" water drop to take off the drops to the kitchen sink, lavatory, and trap primer. I'll select the 1" water drop to drop down to the flush valve water closet. I'll close out of my takeoff screen. Next, I'll click on the Reports tab and click the Recalculate button and select all sections to summarize what we've taken off. The chart report shows the material and labor totals. To check the material pricing, select the Material button at the top of the screen. To view the items contained in the material group, double-click on the group name. The quantity of each item is totaled up, multiplied times the list price, times a discount from the material discount table, which results in a net price and then a net total. I can adjust the multiplier in the material discount column in yellow, click Enter, and this will adjust the net prices in that group. For the labor part of our job, each section of takeoff has field installation hours assigned to it. By double-clicking on the below-grade PVC section, I can see the items, unit hours assigned to each item, and the job factor, which is defaulted to 80% of our fast test labor. I can select a different factor set to increase or decrease our labor hours. You can also adjust each section's labor by changing the job factor. For example, if the water piping is up high, I can add 10% to that section, which increases my hours for that section, or manually type in the amount of hours I want for that section. Once I've adjusted the material cost and the labor hours in the report section, I can load this information into a Microsoft Excel workbook. Click on the Workbooks tab and type in a workbook name for this job. The information from FastPipe will be loaded into the workbook, and we'll click OK. If we see the word Value on the workbook, it is to remind you to enter in your fixture quotes for this job. It won't let you see your final quoted price quite yet. To enter these fixture quotes, click on the Pipe Fixtures tab on the bottom right-hand corner of your workbook. Enter the unit value for the fixtures on your job. Back on the recap page, you can see the fixture totals loaded into the Pipe Fixtures material total, and now we can see our quoted price up to this point. To enter in the rest of the bid information, start in the Info tab and move left. These 7 tabs will guide you through what you would need to wrap up a typical plumbing bid, such as subcontractors, rental equipment, and additional fixtures or equipment not accounted for in the FastPipe program. Everything in yellow on the recap page lets you enter or modify information and modify overhead and profit percentages. As these percentages change, so will your final quoted price.